have to freshen up the turf outside that first base dugout because they have been bouncing and dancing around. Brazoban picks up the strikeout at 97.
Turf or not, I mean, Brazoban is throwing that heavy sink at 97 miles an hour. We know the success he had with right-handed hitters last year. A 194 average mark. It's just been unbelievable for the Mets.
And before the Mets, Brazoban was a Marlin, so knows this ballpark pretty well. He's the first one called upon after Sandy Alcantara. Goes 3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, couple of walks, 3 strikeouts. As we tie a bow on Sandy's day, we talked about revenge. What'd you make of his night?
I thought he was outstanding. I thought he composed himself, made the pitches when he needed to. Had some traffic, but got the big double play when needed, got the big strikeout when needed.
Chourio takes a strike. Chourio a little limited with his playing time in this tournament. Didn't play in the first couple of games. Banged up. Just wanted to give him some extra days to rest and recoup. Of course, there is a Brewers season to follow. At this point, it was more precautionary than anything else. Make sure he gets as close to 100% as possible. He's been out there the last couple of games.
Well, that's 2 for Austin Wells already in this at bat. Off the shin guard. You usually get a lot of those with Brazoban. That 2-seamer with that run and sink. Say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keeps throwing that 2-seamer with that sink right up the hands.
Lineup card flips over for Ronald Acuna Jr. Grounded out in the first, walked, stole a base, and scored in the third.
Likes to swing on the first pitch.
Gregory Soto, the lefty, for the Dominican Republic in their bullpen. Once again, the offense funneling through Ronald Acuna Jr. That one gets through Austin Wells to the backstop. And Abreu to second base.
Packed house. Man, what a treat.
This is great. Just do me a favor, make sure you don't let our bosses know that this is work. There's a strike. Two balls and 1 strike. Here it comes from Brazoban. Shot toward third, foul.
How about the kid? There we go.
Foul. That was just one of many great shots that we've had through this week of pool play. And no matter where you might be on planet Earth, watching the rest of this tournament, a lot of what you see and hear through the eyes and ears of the extremely talented and dedicated crew here in Miami. Acuna Jr. has more life. Our researcher Elijah Ackerman put in weeks to give us the bios on every player in this pool. And Austin Wells might need weeks of ice after this.
Acuna has more life, and Austin Wells has more bruises.
2-2. Been a fun week so far here in Miami as Jose Butto comes out of the bullpen to face Juan Soto. Soto, Guerrero Jr. and Manny Machado. Third game here for the Giants pitcher, 27 years old.
5-pitch mix. Changeup's his best pitch. We've seen a tick on his four-seamer though. A little bit more, a little harder.
Start this inning.
I think it's fair to say Venezuela now knows a thing or two on Soto hitting the fastball. For the first at bat, it hasn't been too many after that.
Yeah.
Just a show fastball and a lot of more changeups and sliders.
That one's in the air toward left center field and room for Churio.
Let's take a look at the first at bat. We talked about the fastball and how this team loves to hit the fastball. First pitch, okay. Second pitch, all right. Make an adjustment. Fastball at the top of the zone. I just love how behind the baseball he is, how flat his swing is.
He got the scoring started with that 2-run home run. And home runs by Marte. And the man in the box, Vlad Guerrero, in the third inning. And a 3-run homer for Fernando Tatis Jr. in the fourth. 7-3 Dominican lead here, top 5.
Got a slider on that home run.
shortstop. Worm burner for Tovar. 2 away. Gonna bring up Manny Machado. Manny, a strikeout in the first, ground out in the third.
Off this lineup, the first 4 hitters for the Dominican, 7 runs.
Setting the table for sure. Good hop for Tovar. And a good inning for Venezuela. 7-3. Well, a little work to do for Team Venezuela to improve these numbers. They started 0-4 against the Dominican Republic in World Baseball Classic history. That one was their last meeting in 2023 when they won pool play. So they've done some damage against Italy and some other clubs, trying to get over the hump. And at this point, Omar Lopez and company trying to get back from a 7-3 deficit right here. And they've got the offense to do it. It's just a matter of whether they can do it against a Dominican bullpen that trots out Juan Mejia.
We talked about that Dominican bullpen. 15 2/3, no runs, 17 strikeouts. They've just been outstanding. And I asked Albert, like, what does it mean to have a bullpen like this? He said, well, I have about 14 guys and 12 of them are closers.
Yeah.
The other 2 are setup guys. Take your pick.
1-1 to Michael Garcia.
Mejia, fastball slider guy. That's what you're going to get. 98, that nasty slider to go with it.
And to your point about the pitching, again, they go with a Cy Young winner in Game 4. They've been loaded when it comes to the pitching. That one goes off of Mejia, off of Marte, and into center field. A sharply hit ball for Garcia to start this 5th inning.
3 for 3 on the day right there. I would think that would be a hit. Another sharp ball. For a guy who was the most improved player last year, I would think, in my eyes, for the Kansas City Royals, an all-star, Gold Glover.
Both of these teams pretty much come to the plate in the midst of a rally. Their offenses are that good.
How about that take?
He's
the Statue of Liberty, that's what we call it.
And you can watch those eyes just scan the field to see where the defense is. And oftentimes he'll just, like wee Willie Keeler, hit them where they ain't. Sees that Manny's a little off the line at third. Hole on the right side of the infield.
I asked Darius in the offseason, when did you start hitting? He said the next day after I came back from the season. I said, okay. I think World Baseball Classic, he's getting ready for it early on.
Right. This one popped up. Machado will have room.
Well, a lot tougher than it seems. He makes it look very easy. Takes a peek at the wall. Knows he's got room. That ball's going to come back. And well, if you hit it to him, more than not, it's going to be an out.
Wilson Contreras, 1 on and 1 out.
This is that part of the game where it becomes very difficult. Next 3 innings, you're going to see some arms coming out of both pens. And it's the tricky part with these managers is how much leash do you give them?
And that's the tricky part of this game as Andres Machado loosens in the bullpen. We talked to both managers about this. Of course, that competitive edge is there to win, and what it would mean to beat the other side in a competition like this. They both on board with that, no doubt. So from that point of view, there is no dip in intensity for this, but at the same time, both also know they are moving on.
That's right.
No matter what happens. And they also both know if they're going to win the tournament, which both have their eyes set on that, they're going to have to beat good teams anyway.
Well, that's the beauty of our sport. You just can't wing it. Where you go to a play, maybe perhaps another sport, basketball, football, and you're playing in these types of tournaments, and you say, all right, we're gonna pass. You just can't do that. You go to the All-Star game, just because it's the All-Star game, they're not going to be throwing any slower. They're going to be throwing just as hard.
Right.
As a hitter, you're going to try to do the same thing you're doing. So you got to earn the 27 outs, and you got to earn every inning.
Winner gets Korea Friday. Loser gets the 3-time and defending champion Japan Saturday. And from the games Friday and Saturday and on, those are single elimination knockouts. May have broken his bat on the pop to shallow right center field from Marte. So the team that wins gets the top seed in Pool D. They'll get Korea in the quarterfinals. The team that loses, they are second and they get Japan. They'll be in this ballpark as they funnel to the quarterfinals here. Quarterfinals will also be in Houston, and then the semis and finals will be in this ballpark alone. So the whole tournament will commence here at Lone Depot Park in Miami, just as it did in 2023. And if the first week is any indication, the second week of this tournament is going to be must-see TV.
Buckle up.
0-1 to Salvi Perez. 6 up and in on the hands. One-two. Lofted out towards shallow center. Perdomo there. 7-3 Dominican. Dominican Republic trying to do what they did in 2013, and that is win the whole thing. They went 8-0 behind these players' performances in 2013. The only time that they've been to a final. They are certainly poised to get there again. It was Robinson Cano that was the MVP of that World Baseball Classic.
The beginning of Platano power.
That's right. And we've seen Edwin Encarnacion floating around the ballpark this week too.
He's got a great academy in Santo Domingo. Does a ton of stuff for his country.
Andres Machado takes over. 32-year-old pitching in Japan, the Oryx Buffaloes right now. And there's a strike to Junior Caminero. Then Julio Rodriguez and Austin Wells in the 6th. 7-3 Dominican. Ties him up.
Fastball, changeup, slider. A day like today, you see guys who top at 96, 97 miles an hour. They've got a couple clicks. Start seeing 98, 99, 100.
A little extra juice, no doubt about that. And one of the league leaders in juice has been Junior Caminero. He has been an energy guy for sure. Chops this one toward third. Michael Garcia makes the play.
We talk about this lineup. It really's been just the top 4 hitters. Other than that, not much offense from the bottom tier of this lineup. Where we've seen a collective 1 through 9 throughout this tournament. Really good pitching, though.
Yeah, this is probably the most evenly matched when it comes to starters, relievers, offenses for either of these clubs when it comes to their opponents in pool play. 0-1 to Julio Rodriguez, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Ground out in the second, strike out in the fourth. That's to second base, and Arraez puts it away.
Luis Arraez right there. Feels like that ball caught him. Absolute rocket. Watch this.
That's 1 point for the Sprite Sharks right there.
Hey now.
Yeah. 107 off the bat. Here's Austin Wells. Walked and scored in the fourth inning. A 3-run fourth. And a 3-run shot by Tatis Jr. One ball, one strike. Goes to the changeup to get ahead. Machado has been pitching in Nippon professional baseball since after the 2023 season. A big part of their bullpen the last couple of years. A 2.15 ERA, 51 saves in 111 games. An all-star over there in 2024.
We talked about that 4-pitch mix. Last major league appearance was in 2023, and he's been one of the best all-star closers out of Japan.
Off the end of the bat and drops in for a base hit for Austin Wells to keep the 6th inning alive. So Wells has been aboard a couple of times tonight.
He gets another changeup right here. With 2 strikes, shortening up. Doesn't try to do too much for a guy who works on his craft barefoot. Gets one off the end of the bat right there for a knock.
They got a million of them. Here's Perdomo. And caught by Garcia, who is in on the grass. 7-3 our score in Miami.
Baseball and community go hand in hand. And with pitch, hit, and run, you can make a lasting impact. Scan the QR code to sign up and host an event.
Welcome back. One more look at 2023 and who the pool play MVPs were. Yu Chang and Tai Chung. No shock. Shohei Ohtani in Tokyo only hit 500 with a 1684 OPS. Randy Arozarena in Phoenix, and Salvador Perez, who is back representing Venezuela yet again. The captain, this is his 4th WBC. It was all WBC in 2023. This one skied near the pitcher's mound. Who's going to take it? Vladdy. 1 pitch, 1 out for Sir Anthony Dominguez out of the Dominican Republic bullpen here in the 6th.
He's been lights out in this tournament. We've also seen him lights out in the postseason play last year, pitching in Game 7 that night, that 10th inning, with the bases loaded, getting out of the jam. Been with the Phillies as well in the World Series. Electric stuff.
Certainly some big game experience, and this has had a big game feel all night long. Both teams are moving on, we know that. Winner gets Korea Friday, loser Japan Saturday. 0-1 to Wilyer Abreu. He's outside.
Will be pitching for the White Sox this year. Out of Esperanza Valverde.
He's been one of the more electric arms in Major League Baseball for a number of years now. "31 years old, 2 years, $20 million deal with the White Sox. And this is his first World Baseball Classic. And a strike at the top of the zone to Abreu.
It's been a big zone all night. And at this point, you can argue all you want, but you know the zone's been like that for both sides.
Three and 2. Lays off, they check, no swing. Third time he's been on with a single and a couple of walks.
I think he held. What is the ruling on that? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. It's more of a judgment call than anything else. We all think it's one thing, but it's not anything.
Well, if you see some check swings in the 70s and 80s,
it's true.
That definitely did not go.
It's true. Ezequiel Tovar was due up. He struck out a couple of times. So it'll be Andres Jimenez. Also maybe playing the platoons here a bit, with Tovar being a right-handed hitter and Jimenez hitting from the left side. And I will say this as well, they don't lose anything defensively with this change. Both guys are great with the glove.
Oh.
One ball and one strike with Abreu at first. That one lifted foul on the right side and into the seats. Take a quick second to give a little love to our producer Michael Trainer. He's captained us through some amazing shows this week. He'll continue on through the finals. Our director John Moore, all he's done is influence hundreds of sports TV production folks that are behind the scenes of a lot of games that we all watch every single night. Our executive producer Chris Pfeiffer, who's always been a great support to all of us, and I don't think has slept since Ohtani struck out Trout in an effort to be prepared for this World Baseball Classic. I just wish I had something better to say than thank you, Chris.
Whole crew's been 5 stars. exceptional.
We have absolutely been blessed as pool play wraps up here. Ball and 2 strikes to Jimenez. Bounces this one. That stays fair for Vladdy. He'll step on the back. Not sure if that was going to hit the lip, take a right-hand turn or not.
He played that very well. He came and charged this ball. Gave Morales, the home plate umpire, with the call, fair foul. He was right on top of it. Comes in on it, making sure he's in fair ground with the ball. At this point, you're out to out.
Yeah.
And Venezuela's base to base.
Here's Churio. Takes down low. He struck out his last time up, grounded into a double play. And again, still some baseball to be played. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. But you could put a little circle around that double play because Sandy rolled that twin killing.
Yeah.
Helped to settle him down. He got another inning. Kept momentum on the side of the Dominican.
And usually it's not the big strikeout. It's not the pop-up. It's the double plays that just cuts the rallies. They're a killer for a team that hasn't really slugged all that much. It's been more about gap to gap, stealing bases. Like a Dominican team, you can say, okay, we can hit a 3-run homer with the best of them.
And they have. 2-1.
Besides Acuna and Arraez, hasn't been too much home runs for this Venezuelan team.
Yeah, the stats show that there are threats. It's just a matter of, that group has hit about 250 coming in. And time called by Gabe Morales. Make sure you engage with the hitter. Abreu at second, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 7-3, bottom 6. Machado at third, slings it to first to get the out. 7-3. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of World Baseball Classic Incorporated and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. It has been an excellent atmosphere for the week that we've been here. Tonight in and of itself has been just absolutely electric as Angel Serpa comes on to pitch. It's to be his third outing in this WBC, and he gets Tatis to tap that one foul.
The ground ball machine is in play right now for Serpa. Sinker, slider, occasional changeup, but once a starter, now a reliever, one of the better ones for the Brewers.
And a called strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. Good start for Serpa in this 7th.
It's a little quick pitch action right there. Fastball in the third, just frozen.
Now Ketel Marte is single and a run scored in the first, and the home run is next time up. Also a ground out tonight.
You want to know how important this 7th inning is. You've got Ketel Marte, who's a 500 slugger career-wise right-handed. You got Tatis, who's already homered, but yet you put the lefty in this inning for Soto.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You don't want Soto with people on base or at any time. He's a threat.
I saw Jimenez staying in the game at shortstop. 2 balls and no strikes on Marte. He sends a fly ball out to center field. Drifting back is Chourio. He's got room on the edge of the track, and there are 2 away. Yeah, because you have those 3-batter minimums. That's another one of the rules, obviously, that crosses over from Major League Baseball into the World Baseball Classic. The bigger bases, the pitch clocks, the replays, the disengagements, all that kind of stuff. No ABS. That's the only essentially new baseball rule that's not in play. But here is Soto. 2-run home run in the first. Strikeout and a flyout.
Soto loves going to left center. When he's facing a guy like this in Serpa, likes to see it as deep as possible.
Chourio in center field shaded a couple of steps toward right center. Abreu in left, maybe shaded a step or 2 toward left center. Pretty much standing room only in this building tonight. Great support for all 5 teams in Pool D. Time called by Soto. One, 2. Bouncing ball over the mound. Tough play for Jimenez, and he coughs it up. Soto was going to reach anyway. Just a tough play. And Jimenez about as good as they come at shortstop. So an infield hit right there, but it's been the home run that's carried the offense.
Yeah, the fastball with Soto. Ketel Marte gets another one. Laddie, we've seen that before. And well, how about this? Fernando Tatis Jr. getting the hanging slider. It's been electric.
They've hit so many home runs, we have to go beyond the tertiary color to try to differentiate all the home runs. This has been an amazing output of runs. 41 already through just 4 games, and they'll be guaranteed a 5th. If they win, it'll be Friday.
A lot of people in the Dominican Republic, they're saying this is the dream team. This is the best team this Dominican team has had representing the World Baseball Classic.
They went unbeaten en route to a WBC crown in 2013. If the score holds, they'll be on that same track here. But Venezuela also unbeaten to this point. One ball, two strikes. That's through the right side, a base hit. Soto will stop at second base, even though Acuna Jr. gave him the green light to go so he could test his arm. Hence the smirk.
It's a beautiful piece of hitting right there by Vladdy. We've seen this whole tournament going line to line. Already with a homer. How about just staying inside the baseball right here, taking it the other way. Just a pure hitter.
Go ahead, go, try it. Manny's used to that from the West Coast, right? The beach balls on the field.
Yeah. This Dominican team feels like they're seeing beach balls.
That's a good point.
All tournament.
You are right about that. Soto at second, Guerrero at first. Top four hitters for the Dominican Republic, 7 hits and 4 home runs. Manny looking for his first hit here tonight. Lays off 1-1.
Just where the game right here. 2 out knocks, 2 out RBIs. They're just demoralizing for the team that's down.
Taken low, 2 balls and a strike. It's what they've done for these 3.5 games is just grind out at bats and not chase. I mean, these pitches are really close. Four of the 7 runs have come with 2 outs.
Gets himself in a good count here, a fastball count. Zerpa likes to throw the 2-seamer.
Runs the count full. It'll give Soto at second and Guerrero at first a head start.
We got the fastball. Just missed it.
High octane loosening in the Venezuela bullpen. Daniel Palencia. Right now it's Serpa and Machado in the top of the 7th. Tipped and held onto by Contreras. 7th inning stretch.
Ey, el case lleno de trophies, racks pa' estar cozy. Me dicen la MVP, baby, I like that. Ponte en la jersey, la one y la only. Me bajo con la pinta, pues I like that.
Well, it's been an awful lot of fun. The Dominican bullpen tonight, 3 innings, just 1 hit, no runs scored. They've gone 17 2/3 scoreless in this WBC. So for as much as we talk about the offense, which is high powered, as Acuna Jr. chops that one foul, the pitching has also matched. You know, if there's a competition within that clubhouse, which group is going to dominate more, that's working.
Yeah. Dennis Santana taking over now. Another stud. Fastball slider, but you know, we asked Albert, hey man, tell me something that we haven't asked you. And he talked about this coaching staff and, you know, the hitting coach, the bench coach, Placido Polanco, pitching coach, Wellington Cepeda.
Toward right center field, long run, Tatis. He's got a platinum glove. He'll chase that one down. Well, this is how it looks right now. It just ended in Houston. Team Italy wins. So they will get Puerto Rico in the quarterfinal. And the United States will get Canada coming up on Friday. So a bit of a sigh of relief for Team USA after the loss to Team Italy. And Team USA will move on. And then the only matchup that we're yet to figure out, or last 2 I should say, winner tonight gets Korea, loser gets Japan, Friday and Saturday respectively. This is Michael Garcia with a base hit to left field. Nice night for him. That's 4 hits, and he's been on base really all night long. He scored a couple of runs.
Not many 4-hit games by Venezuela in a World Baseball Classic. Well, we know Luis Arias is going to be there. Martin Prado, Cides Escobar, Salvi. Now that young man right there.
Prado had 5 hits in that game in 2017. Arias takes one outside. And to go back to your point, which was a great one on the coaching staffs, again, there is so much communication leading up to this to make sure everybody's on the same page and just as dedicated as the man standing next to him. And obviously the players get all the headlines as Arias sends one out towards center field for Rodriguez, 2 away. But you're right, the coaches deserve a lot of credit too.
For everybody in this tournament. You know, there's a lot of Zooms, a lot of meetings. What's going to happen? The communications with all the clubs. There's a lot of moving pieces every single day.
Yeah, there's a boatload of checklists, right, for all the different, especially on the pitching side, the pitch restrictions for the different rounds, and how many do you throw today? It means you can't throw tomorrow, and the back-to-backs and all of that. And then you throw on top of that what the teams need as these pitchers are gearing up for 6 months of a regular season. So there's that element. And then, of course, the position players may not be playing 9 innings back-to-back days at this point of the spring. So there's a lot of work for all 20 of the coaching staffs in the World Baseball Classic.
Make sure they compete and get them back healthy for the season. That's what Albert said during our meetings.
Spot on. Oh, and 2 from Santana. In the dirt, smothered by Wells. The 29-year-old Santana deals a 1-2 with the runner on the move. Wells with the throw to second, a little bit late. Stolen base for Garcia.
one-way lead right there. No need to peek with 2 outs.
Two and two.
One thing I've noticed from this Venezuelan base runners at second base, they kind of jump up and down when they see grip. Right there, every time there's a breaking ball, they kind of just take a couple hops. And if they don't, then, well, it's usually a fastball. There's the hop.
Runner goes again. They'll check down at first, no swing. Another stolen base for Garcia. A walk to Contreras, and it's first and third.
And I don't understand why you steal right there. If you've got something on the guy picking up grip, all the little things happen. Now you're at third base. Well, now you can't see the grip, you can't see location, you can't relay anything. You see the hops right there. Yeah, sure, it's an easy stolen base, but with 2 outs, nobody's going to cover.
Well, whatever edge they may have had goes out the window. Here's Sal Perez. And he swings at the first one. He may have just missed that one. Julio puts that one away. DR, 6 outs from winning the pool.
Every legend starts somewhere, not in the spotlight, but in the work. It starts here, dialing in your swing, leveling up your look. Then, it clicks. You're locked in. From repping your country on the world stage to building a ball club. It's your journey, your moment, your show. Make your mark. Become a legend.
Rated everyone.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field. Together. 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 Together.
The last piece of the puzzle, the last game still going on, is right here in Miami. Both of these teams, of course, 3-0. Team Japan 4-0. Korea 2-2, moving on. Italy and the U.S. thanks to an Italy big-time win over Mexico. 4-0. Italy wins Pool B in Houston. And Canada and Puerto Rico both go 3-1 to advance out of Pool A in San Juan. Quarterfinal start Friday. This is the first time that Team Canada has advanced to the quarterfinals, so congratulations to them. Daniel Palencia takes over. Big arm.
Yeah, hard throwing right-hander. For a guy who was selling food from a food truck at 16 years old, scouts, they thought he wasn't going to throw harder than 90 miles an hour, and now he's throwing 100 miles an hour. What a great story out of San Carlos, Venezuela.
being left off the opening day roster in 2025 to being the team's closer for a good chunk of the year. Junior Caminero pops this one up. Out towards shallow right center. Arise will be there to put it away. So many of those great stories that we're able to tell in this World Baseball Classic. All the different things that get these guys from really kind of the middle of nowhere to the world stage. This tournament, great. You can be an electrician, you can be a mechanic, you could be a future Hall of Famer. All sharing the same patch of grass.
Whew. That's some life right there. Both of these managers said, hey, there's a chance we can face each other again. Just love the downplaying leading up to this game, right? Last 72 hours, we've had the pleasure of talking to both of these managers. Well, you know, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. We can face each other later on in this tournament. They both said the same thing.
Yeah.
It feels like they were texting each other. Right, what are we gonna tell everybody?
Exactly, you're right.
Not for the players, though, I'll tell you that. This means a lot.
No doubt. Tip held on to by Contreras. So for the Skippers, the team that wins clinches the top seed in Pool D and will go 4-0. They'll get Korea in the quarterfinals on Friday. The loser gets Japan on Saturday. But as both managers have said multiple times throughout this tournament, this week of the tournament, you still, to win it all, have to beat good teams. There's no easy path.
That's right.
One for tonight for Austin Wells.
No games tomorrow. Everybody gets the off day.
I think everybody's earned an opportunity to catch their breath.
Oh, man.
Trying to get it back to neutral.
What a first round.
Yeah. Two balls, no strikes. Clip the corner at 97. Similar spot, that time 3-1.
Juan Marichal throwing out the first pitch. Yes. Felix Hernandez throwing out the first pitch. Oh, man.
It's stars everywhere. Really the perfect spot for a tournament like this. And Palencia gets the benefit of the low call, and Wells had thrown the bat already, and he's been behind the plate for the last couple of hours. I guess he has a pretty decent idea of the strike zone, or so he thought.
He's had a big zone all night. I've said hello a few times to Gabe Morales when I was hitting. Just hello.
Just hello.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Did
it have a question mark at the end of it, like hello?
Yeah. No. He always said hello back.
Okay.
Yeah. Not too nicely.
You got to keep your edge, buddy. I love it. 3-2. Here it comes. Now it's ball 4.
Excalibur, hey, what's the importance of having Perdomo hitting ninth? Well, he's a switch hitter to begin with. He's a guy that sees pitches, not known so much for his power, but he's such an RBI threat, over 100 RBIs last year. He'll always give you a tough at bat.
And you've talked about the importance of turning over the lineup. Austin Wells has been on base 3 times tonight, all with 2 outs. was a Perdomo single in the 4th inning that kept the line moving with a couple down in the inning to get Tatis to the plate, and then he hit the 3-run home run, which right now is part of that 4-run cushion in the top of the 8th inning.
It's a good take right there. Let's see. Valencia challenges him here with a heater. That was one of the tougher things to do as a hitter. You sit on a changeup, you get the changeup, you lay off of it, and then you're thinking right away, okay, now I've got him set up for a fastball. He saw the way I took that pitch, and you got a cutter or a slider instead. So you want to hit, huh?
It's
tough living.
It's not fair. Not fair.
Sweet cleats he's got going on, the blues and with the reds. You get it all here.
You absolutely do. If there was I know there's a tie-breaking quotient. If there was a quotient for swag, I think we'd be okay. One, two. Lifted out towards center field. Chourio camps underneath that one. Bottom 8 upcoming. Time starting to run out for Venezuela. The Hall of Famer Juan Marichal and Felix Hernandez, they threw the first pitches tonight. Then Sandy Alcantara got in the mix. Juan Soto with the home runs, energy and big hits throughout. This was the matchup that everyone circled in this pool. Both teams are moving on, we know that, but there's still seeding and bragging rights on the line. Paul Severino, Yonder Alonso with you, our great crew here in Miami. As Camilo Doval with the Giants and Yankees, where he wrapped up last year. Those his numbers. He faces William Contreras, Willie Abreu, and Andres Jimenez here in the 8th inning.
Cutter, sinker, slider. Hard throwing right-hander. The New York Yankees. He'll probably be a setup man this year.
In front of David Bednar. Ryan Cashman, the Yankees GM, tried to revamp that bullpen last year. Didn't get necessarily the numbers that they had hoped to get from Camilo Doval, but got to imagine with a couple of months under his belt in the Bronx and this experience to kind of kickstart 2026, they'll be in a pretty good spot.
Fuck this bullpen though. 2 hits on the day.
Certainly, I don't want to say underrated, but maybe not under talked about.
Absolutely.
Part of this team. That bullpen.
We've got so many great hitters, and their starting pitching has been lights out. And here comes this bullpen. Bunch of setup guys, closers, all-star appearances.
Game started by Sandy Alcantara. Bit of revenge for him tonight. Too short for Domo. One away. Oh, there's power everywhere, including in Houston. The Pasquatch, they call him. Vinny Pasquantino. 1, 2, and he would eventually hit his 3rd home run. And perhaps the biggest cheers came from whatever room Team USA was watching this game at the hotel. Because that punched the ticket for both Team Italy and Team USA. That was espresso, by the way.
He's not sleeping tonight, I'll tell you that much. Cervelli's done a great job with that Italy team. Posada is a part of that staff as well, Jorge Posada. Something about catchers and being good managers.
Yes.
I don't know. It's just it's in the water. Or the bruises, however you want to put it.
They're the only ones with the whole game in front of them. One to Abreu. A little out in front of that one and deep into the seats. And most of the quarterfinal matches are set, just waiting to see how this one shakes out. If the Dominican holds on, they'll get Korea and Venezuela, Japan. Two balls and 2 strikes to Abreu. Couldn't hold up. Wells tracks it down, throws to first to complete the strikeout. 2 down. Well, not since Acuna Jr. in the 4th inning has Team Venezuela struck out, but make that 7 the most that they've had in a game in the WBC.
Or in a game like this where you're facing a lot of bullpen arms, elite bullpen arms, tough to hit in that environment. It's just very difficult for hitters. You can have your body ready, you can have your swing ready, but the mind and the clock in your brain is a little bit behind.
And Dusty Baker, who managed Nicaragua in this tournament, talked to us about that. I don't know about you, I could listen to him talk about baseball forever. That off the ball, Machado there. And a 1-2-3 8th inning, 7-3.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of World Baseball Classic Incorporated and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
What an atmosphere we've had. These are your permitted instruments when coming to the ballpark. I mean, this is quite the concerto.
My favorite, the Guido. That's the one that everybody brings to the ballpark. There it is.
That guy right there.
Yeah.
Cowbell. Although it is hard to explore the space here just because it's so packed.
A game like this, you don't bring your glove.
That's right.
That's a good one right there.
That means business, and so does Tatis. Into left field, a base hit. Off the right arm of Anthony Molina, new pitcher for Venezuela.
Strike thrower. Fastball, sinker, slider change. The Atlanta Braves.
Spent last year with the Rockies, 17 games, made 1 start. Late add to the roster. His former teammate Herman Marquez was replaced. Ketel Marte, part of the fireworks show early on for the Dominican Republic. Singled and scored in the first and a home run in the third. Tatis, a bluff, and up and in on Marte.
Heads up.
Thankfully able to get out of the way of it. Venezuela will march on. However, they'll march on without a couple of players that have been such big pieces of their rosters in the past. Pablo Lopez going through Tommy John recovery right now, although he's been around the team at times this week. And of course, Jose Altuve, and I think of him with that pitch up and in to Marte. Was hit by a pitch in 2023. Really the last thing that you want to see in the WBC. So he's not on this roster. But despite the score tonight, doesn't mean Venezuela cannot win the whole thing. No room on the outside part of the plate.
A little.
I was being nice.
How you doing? I pick over here.
Why do you say that?
Well, he gave the little pick sign from Contreras to Molina.
Gotcha. See, that's the great job you've done this week, is pick up on all of those little things.
The little things, Paulie.
Runner goes, swing and miss, throw to second, in time. Strike him out, throw him out, double play.
Well, nothing better there from Molina than a strikeout, throw him out. We know about the absolute rocket of an arm Contreras has, but the accuracy is the most important part. Yeah, he got him on the second attempt.
And they're thinking about challenging here, I think. Unless time had run out, and here comes Albert Pujols. So there is the clock to challenge, and I'm wondering if the clock had run out.
I think he initially gets there, but it's on the second attempt right there.
Well, whatever was said between the home plate umpire Gabe Morales and the first base umpire and crew chief Lance Barksdale, Albert's okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he misses him there, and then he grabs him again on the second attempt. He gets the jersey while Tatis is trying to get his hand on the bag.
Well, 2 outs nonetheless, and a strike to Juan Soto. Big swing for him in the first inning. 2-run home run. Got the scoring started for the Dominican. Venezuela did answer back. It was punch counter punch early on. But 7-3 as we play on in the 9th inning now.
Juan Pacheco Soto. He's different.
Yeah.
Special.
That's one way to put it.
Man, so much fun to watch in the box.
And just 27 years old, which is right around the time they say you enter your prime. I don't know what he could do to get better, but 15-year deal going into year 2 with the New York Mets. A lot of people standing, a lot of phones taking video. He's done that an awful lot in his career. Draws the walk.
You know what's better than 1 home run?
I know this one. 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
The score like this, 7-3. 2 for 3 Guerrero on the night.
You think he might come unglued? Is that what you're saying? 98 on the corner, 0-1. Home run in the 3rd. 2-homer inning for the Dominican Republic. 4 home runs tonight. That one into center field, line drive, base hit, gets down. Soto will stop at second base. In a late rally here for the Dominican Republic to try to tack on and put this game to bed.
How short he is to the baseball, how behind he is to the fastball. Oh man, he's just playing catch with his barrel. That's really what he's doing. He's just trying to catch the fastball. And we've seen a guy who's gone line to line all tournament.
You know, he's a lot like the guy that's in the Venezuelan dugout who's going to get himself to Cooperstown. Miguel Cabrera. High average, big time power. Put Aaron Judge on that list. Nowadays feels like most times you have to give up the average to get the power. Not with those guys. Machado too short. That'll do it. Bottom 9 coming up. Take you back to 2009, the longest run that Team Venezuela had in the World Baseball Classic. At least to this point, they're trying to extend that. Even though they're trailing right here, they know that they're moving on. Certainly had some great arms and bats and gloves to help them get to that point in 09. And of course, last time around, 2023, got to the quarterfinals, had a lead late before the Trey Turner Grand Slam turned that game on its head. Gave Team USA the win, ended the tournament for Venezuela. As Abner Uribe takes over.
Pair of teammates facing each other.
Jackson Churio waits on a 1-0.
Little bragging rights.
0 for 3 tonight for Churio. And a lot of offers for the most part against the Dominican bullpen. This is the 20th appearance for a reliever in their bullpen. Not 20th pitcher, obviously, but 20th different appearance. 8 hits in 19 2/3 innings and no runs. And tonight, the top half and the bottom half have not had the same synergy that Omar Lopez and that coaching staff would have liked. And while they're running out of time, they do get the leadoff man on to hopefully start a rally here. As we go back to 2009, once again, they were 6-2 that run. They lost the semifinals to Korea. We know about the quarterfinal loss to Team USA. They're headed back to the quarterfinal. If this score holds, they'll get Japan on Saturday. Games will be here in Miami. Korea and Japan taking the long trip from Tokyo to get to South Florida. Oh, 0-1 to Ronald Acuna Jr. Checked the swing, but tapped it foul. How about 2 home runs for O'Neal Cruz, and he's barely seen any action in this WBC.
Not just 2 home runs. I mean,
that's shortchanging.
Write an article on both of those home runs.
.450 and 400 feet in distance. 0-2, line foul.
You talked about this bullpen for the Dominican team, but so much credit has to be had to Austin Wells behind the plate. The way he's called pitches, he's seen pretty much a different arm come out of that bullpen every inning.
Yeah, great point. Not a ton of familiarity with these arms. Sure, he knows Doval from their time in the Bronx and a couple other arms maybe that have passed through, but that is not an easy job. You're right.
You just don't have enough time to get to know a guy. You're going on the fly.
And there's probably a tricky dynamic too. The pitcher doesn't want to give Austin Wells, the hitter, too much info. Maybe not.
Maybe.
He'll confide in the catcher, but not the hitter. Up and in.
We've seen time and time again how pitchers like to go up and in on Acuna. And you wonder, okay, why do you go up and in on Acuna? And a lot of times, you know, they're moving his feet, moving his hands, but he's also a diver at the plate. That lead leg goes to home plate rather than the pitcher. To be able to get to that, being able to foul it off instead of swinging and missing on it.
And no hitter likes to get thrown at, and I think I'm reading you right. He's not being thrown at.
No.
You have to, if you're a pitcher, own that inside corner.
Correct.
In the dirt, blocked by Wells. And while the Dominican has been in control for the back half of this game and in front really all night, it can get interesting real quick here. With Garcia next, and then a rise of Contreras if it gets that far. And this the 10th pitch of the at bat from Uribe after a check on Churio. Three-two. And business is about to pick up. First and second, nobody out.
Well, they've got the right guy today in Michael Garcia with 4 hits. How has he done it? Well, been all over the field, picking up himself an infield single there, then a double for a rocket to left center. He's just been in everything when it comes to the offense for Venezuela. The most improved player for Kansas City by far last year.
And you get the sense he's going to be an anchor to this team, Venezuela WBC team for years to come.
Oh yeah.
Pitching coach out to talk to Uribe, who has walked a couple. If there's been a knock on the bullpen, it's been the walks, 5 of them, and 7 total tonight if you throw Sandy's walks in there. Alvarado loosens in the Dominican bullpen. Churio at second, Acuna at first. Great speed if there's a ball in the gap. And Garcia takes outside. Showed you the list. Only Martin Prado has had a 5-hit game in the WBC. Blocked by Wells, and Uribe just can't find the plate. Two 0. 3 balls and no strikes.
I would think if you're Michael Garcia here, you're waiting for 2 strikes.
Ball 4. They are loaded, and the tying run comes to the plate. And the manager comes out to the mound. He's a different player in the WBC.
Oh, he sure is, especially with the first 2 pitches of an at-bat. Super aggressive. There's just something about wearing that Venezuelan jersey on his chest. One-handed, two-handed, it just doesn't matter. He's going to find the barrel. And for this team in Venezuela right now, this is their best guy taking the at-bat.
On the first 2 pitches of an at-bat, 5 for 5. All of them extra base hits. Chorio at third, Acuna at second, Garcia at first, all on via walk. Elvis Alvarado out of the bullpen. Seven years old. This is his first WBC. A rookie with the A's last year. And trying to get the pitch count system to work. I think we've got it. Here it comes. Ball 1.
One thing Alvarado has struggled with in the past is command.
A ribby double tonight for Arise. Foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Or gets a good fastball there to hit.
One of the hardest hitters to strike out. Down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Here comes. Out to left. Soto is there. Makes the catch. A little hesitation. But the out perhaps more important than the run.
Yeah.
7-4.
We know Arise is going to find the barrel. Gets another fastball here. Goes the other way with it. The Dominican team will definitely trade a run for an out. Surprised Venezuela hasn't gone to their bench. You got a guy like Eugenio Suarez, one swing of the bat can tie this thing up.
He's on the top step, but it's going to be Contreras here. First pitch to Wilson. Ground ball right back to the mound, and that goes into center field. A run will score on what could have been a game-ending double play ball. Instead, it keeps the rally alive.
A pitcher's best friend turns into an enemy. Gets the ground ball. Throws it to center field. He made the pitch. He just can't believe it.
The first runs allowed by the Dominican bullpen. We talked about it with the Soto catch on the sac fly. Just make sure you get the outs. Would you have liked to see him maybe get off the mound to make that throw off the slope, or did that just not have anything to do with it?
No, I don't think it had anything to do with it. He practice it in spring training. You prepare for it, and you got to put it aside now. And you got a guy like Salvi who likes to swing at the first pitch. He is a double play threat, though.
First runs allowed by the Dominican bullpen. 7-5. First and third, one out. Double play still in order. Salvi does cut it loose on the first one. 0-1. Oh for 4 for the captain in his 4th WBC. 0-2.
But that's how special this bullpen is in a game where, you know, you throw it away like that in Alvarado with that ground ball, you still got 99 in your back pocket.
That's Machado at third. That's one. That's two. DR hangs on and wins Pool D.
How about this bullpen? How about this offense for the Dominican team? 7 runs. Bullpen was lights out. They got the double play when needed. Sandy was lights out.
Yeah.
Also got the double play when needed.
Both teams will move on. And you're telling me, Yonder, these two teams might meet again.
They might meet again.
What a show it was tonight. So the Dominican Republic, unable to advance out of pool play in 2023, goes unbeaten in pool play in 2026. Trying to get back to the top of the WBC mountain. They won it all in 2013. They've not had the success that they would have wanted. They've had great teams, but Albert Pujols and company 4-0. They know now they will get Korea on Friday. So one day off for them. If there's a consolation prize for losing for Venezuela, and they know they're moving on, the consolation prize is 2 days off before Japan. Here's the last couple hours.
Well, you have a chance to turn 2. Manny Machado, he's played a great third base tonight. Takes his time, knows he's got a slow runner in Perez. Strike all around the diamond.
The passion, the energy, the redemption.
I think this dugout loves it.
It was about seeding. It was about bragging rights. And now they get to the quarterfinals where it'll mean just a little bit more.
The hottest team in this tournament.
Yeah. No doubt about it. So there you have it. The quarterfinals are set. Friday, Korea, Dominican here. Friday, U.S., Canada, Houston. Saturday in Houston, Puerto Rico, Italy. Saturday in Miami, Venezuela and Japan. And then Miami gets both semifinals and the final on March 17th. Rest up tomorrow, pal.
Oh, yeah. You too.
That'll do it for pool play here in Miami. It was an unbelievable week. Korea and the Dominican Republic, Friday, 6:30. For our great crew here in Miami, Yonder Alonso, I'm Paul Severino. Thanks so much for watching. Here's the best sights and sounds from Pool D. Oh, baseball is back. Getting ready to start Pool D play here at Lone Depot Park in Miami. The 2026 World Baseball Classic. This one is drilled out toward left center field. It's down for extra bases. And a ground ball off the glove of Bogarts. That one gets by Jimenez. Drew Jones comes through. Javier Sanoja. Gone! A home run! It is home ballpark. Caught at shortstop. An opening win for Venezuela. We're going to crank up the volume a little.
The volume has been cranked.
That one into center field. Nicaragua on the board and fired up.
Anything can happen in the World Baseball Classic.
He strikes him out. 4 Ks in the inning. Gone! A home run! Junior Caminero, a home run for Julio Rodriguez. It's long gone.
Pizarro, Dominican Republic, O'Neal Cruz, welcome to the party.
Trujillo makes the catch and tumbles into the first row. And what an outing for Erasmo Ramirez. Jeter Downs takes away a hit. And Albies, deep drive, right center field. And a walk-off home run for Ozzie Albies. 0-2. Swing and a miss. 8 Ks. And he gives this one a ride out to right. The slugging Luis Ariz is at it again. In the air out toward deep right field. And Shrek into the second deck. And he did it again. He's Babe Ruth in the WBC. Didi, line drive. Does it have the legs? It certainly does. Vladdy, long gone. A line drive, 3-run homer.
Santo Domingo's having a party.
Juan Soto la prende. Vuela la pelota. ¡Ay! Pelota.
From third, Eric stealing his way around the bases. Third, step on the bag for one across the diamond for 2. 1-run home. Here comes a second. Levinson comes through. Team Israel into the win column. Harrison Bader with a terrific sliding catch. Deep to left, and it's going to blow the roof right off.
Grand Slam. Fernando Tatis Jr.
That one's in the air, and it's going to go out. A home run for Ronald Acuna Jr. Keeping it on the infield, and now coming home, Munguia is out. Get off to the gap in right center for an RBI double. Diving, did he make the catch? Drew Jones has done it all. That'll stay fair. Go to the corner. More runs for Team Israel. Way back, and what a start! Venezuela answers back. Marte unloads and gone. Now Vladdy joins the party with a home run to left. An RBI double. Venezuela inches back. Los Tambores toward the corner. It's 4-3. And Tatis gets involved.
on, world. Welcome in to Wednesday's Wake Up Barstool. T-Bob Bear, Brandon Walker, Connor Griffin, and Ebo. We also got KV behind the glass today.
There's no glass. Stop saying behind. Okay.
It's a verbal crutch, Brandon.
Right.
I figured at your age you would be very aware and.
Plenty of crutches. He's just not behind any glass.
Shout out the guys in the truck today.
At no point.
Shout out the guys in the truck. Yes, proverbial glass. Anyway, okay. Because I don't want to, I'm going to have to look at my notes a little bit here because this is so much that it's hard to memorize. I want to stop and appreciate, March 11th? Mm-hmm. The insanity of the 24 hours news cycle that we were just treated to. Because, guys, I've been doing this job a long time.
Well, you haven't. You've
and
been
these
doing it for like 4 months.
No. Well, yeah, okay. Yeah, you're being a little too pedantic. Is that the right word? I don't know what the word is. You're being too much today, okay?
All right.
The point is, I've been doing sports media for a long time, 14 years now. These days don't come around too often, okay? Bam Adebayo scores 83, move right behind Wilt ahead, like out of nowhere. Nobody would have ever expected that. USA loses to Team Italy in the WBC that we all now care about, except for the manager who didn't seem to know the stakes. The Max Crosby trade involving 2 first-round picks blows up, and it's probably just because the Ravens had buyer's remorse. You had Geno Smith going back to the Jets, which would have garnered conversation. Well, that's what I'm saying, because that's how crazy it is. But normally we would talk about that. You have the Czech pitcher getting the standing ovation from the Japanese. Utah Valley is being held hostage by the WAC over $1 million payment, saying they're not going to be able to play in the tournament. The Hawks' collaboration with the Gentlemen's Club, Magic City, has also evaporated. Maybe like the